I'm gonna start this off with a story to illustrate everything here. I was just watching this girl's Instagram story. She said she was at the gym, and a guy walked up to her at the gym in between her sets, and then he asked her if she wants to go have a coffee or go for a walk with him. And she's like, yeah, I'm all about having your gym crush, but I mean, he just walked up to me in the gym and asked me for a coffee, like, so direct, like, so rude. In reality, what else was the guy gonna do? He doesn't want to embarrass himself and end up on one of those TikToks of gym bros, like at the asking a girl at the gym. But he doesn't want to be so indirect. He's basically a pussy or gay, and he doesn't know how long he has to make an impression. So basically, he's not going to approach her anymore. He's never going to talk to women at the gym. She's going to get to be 30 and be like, why don't men approach me anymore? And the whole thing is going to go to shit. So basically, cold approach as we knew it is basically dead. And it has to be remodeled, revamped. This is going to be the reality of the new reality of cold approach, the new reality of game. That's what I'm going to break it down for you here. I have the actual walk-ups, I have the texting, and I have the asking out. I'm going to try to knock it out in an hour, but to be honest, this is probably like a 2-part mini-series because it's so extensive. You're going to probably ask me questions that I'm going to take for granted because I've thought about this extensively for the last 6 months. Not only is it my passion, it's my job and my obsession to an unhealthy extent, but somebody had to do it. So I'm gonna break this all down to you. If you have a question, just let me know and I will pause and explain it. If the part comes up later, I'll say, put a pin in it and we'll ask it later. If you wanna write something down, go ahead if you want to as well. I have a text version of some of this, but you might have thoughts that I did not put in the text version. All right. This is gonna be like the dark arts, dark Sith, jujitsu, black belt level of game. This is not for the beginner, this is for the intermediate guy and the advanced guy. I made a sentence before, made a statement. I said indirect is dead or game is dead. Basically indirect is dead. Sorry, basically direct is dead. The guy tried to go direct and it blew up in his face, right? Why is direct dead? Pretty obvious, every guy knows. Girls are bombarded with OnlyFans requests of guys they don't even like. They're overwhelmed by Instagram DMs. They're overwhelmed by guys at their work hitting on them because there's no other place to meet people these days. And guys are working remotely on Zoom, so they don't know how to meet people. If the guy gets the courage to approach a girl, he's a misogynist or he's a, you know what I mean? He's the patriarchy, like, it's crazy. Going direct doesn't work anymore. So you say to yourself, do I go indirect? Well, that doesn't work either. Essentially, a guy has to learn to be able to have tension, have sensuality, be direct, learn how to go direct, learn how to have a masculine energy, get rejected, realize it doesn't work, and then do this new style of indirect game that I'm going to teach you today. So you've been through those processes and phases. New guy hasn't, won't even know. The average guy has no chance, he's completely fucked. I have dudes that are like, this fly is really persistent. I have dudes that are like 20 years old to 26 years old. They come to my boot camp. They experience COVID, they experience graduation on Zoom, and then they got a job working remotely. They have no social experience at all. I had a guy on program the other day, he's 25 years old. We were talking to him about how you grind with a girl to a reggae song at the club. He's like, I've never grinded with a girl before. He's 25. We were doing this at 19, 20. So think about this, the guys don't have the exposure. Here's the mind fuck. The women also do not have that exposure. The average woman does not know how to handle an approach from a man because she only knows DMs now. She only knows working from home on Zoom. She doesn't go to the club. Girls don't go to the club. They go to private events now. So when you approach her, she's gonna make you feel like you're doing it wrong, even if you were doing it right. The feedback mechanism is completely broken with social skills. When we started out, social skills were, you walk up to a girl, maybe your voice tone is low. She doesn't hear you, she walks off. You go, okay, I gotta talk louder next time. Then you do your next approach, and you're like too creepy. You're like, hey, I like your ass. She's like, what the fuck? Oh, it's too creepy. She would blow you out. You would get the feedback. Now guys don't get the blowout. So they don't get the feedback. They don't know if they're doing it right or if they're doing it wrong, because the feedback is always the same. The girl just like doesn't know how to handle a man approaching her, acts kind of like a frozen deer. He literally freezes or just looks away, and then you're like, what did I do? I'm just gonna give up. you understand like the state of the situation we're at?
Yeah.
Okay. So the way we have to do it is completely change. What you have to do is learn to keep your masculine energy, still learn how to tease, learn how to do push-pull, still know that stuff, and then fail at direct in order to be able to do this. And then you have to relearn indirect. You have to learn to take that direct energy and channel it into this new form of indirect, okay? Basically, the woman has to feel like it's a sign that you met her. Like you would not have met her unless this situation just occurred. Like, oh my goodness, I was just in the lobby, I was just about to leave, and then I saw you and I talked to you, but I didn't even think about talking to anybody today. Oh, it's so crazy, we just started a conversation. How it just happened. I wasn't even going to be here, right? She has to feel like it is completely accidental. Because if it's direct, she mentally associates it to all the DMs she got that day. Even though you had the guts as a fucking man to man up and approach her, she doesn't view a direct approach as confidence, as they always used to do. They view a direct approach as thirsty.
Interesting.
Even though a direct DM and a direct approach are not even close. A direct DM takes confidence, balls, conversation skills, charisma. In their brain, they can't associate the difference between the two.
So then what does indirect approaching look like, and what are like 3 examples of an opener?
Yeah, so at a coffee shop, you're leaving, you walk up the same time somebody's leaving, and they're like, oh my, you're like, hey, I saw you there, I was in the shop, I was leaving. So coincidental. I thought I should talk to you before, but I wasn't going to, but we're both here right now. Anyways, you know what? This is great, blah, 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 blah. Let's exchange contact.
Okay.
Without stating anybody dead or alive, who would it be? There's no rapport building on the initial meet at all anymore, because rapport building is also seen as the guys that simp and send her money on Cash App or OnlyFans. That's the way it is. Next thing is, breaking rapport is more important than ever. So whatever they tell you, the attitude has to be, I'm better than that. You don't tell them that, but the attitude is, I'm better than that. So the girl says to you, I want to hang out, but I got work. I have to work go from 9 to 5. And you say, a job. I remember what that was like. I really want to do this, but I remember what that was like before. The whole attitude is just like, I'm better. You don't have to say it. You don't say I'm better than you, but you just hinted that, right? Here are some more examples of that. What do you rate yourself from 1 to 10? And you can't say 7. It's a Kevin Samuels question, but this is how it works in real life. You say to the person, how do you rate yourself? That's a joke. What do you rate yourself from 1 to 10? They go, 8. You reply, 8.1. So they say 8. They go, oh, what about you? You go, 8.1. It's just a joking thing, but you're establishing this frame of like breaking rapport. The whole thing is breaking rapport. The whole thing is indirect flirting. You can't show any direct intention. So the girl again, you say to her, hey, what do you rate yourself between 1 and 10? You can't say 7. You're pretty cute though. Oh, I think I'm a 9. Oh, interesting. What are you? Oh, I'm a 9.1. Just whatever it is, just a slightly little bit above. Add a 0.1 to it. Okay. She said something that is just normal conversation. You say, hey, watch your language. She's like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to go to Mexico and eat tacos. Hey, watch your language. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to like come out here and like dance with everybody on the dance floor. They're so fashionable. Hey, watch your language. It doesn't make any sense. It's illogical pattern breaking and teasing. Another example could be like you're talking to her and you say, hey, what do you want to know about me? Right, you're just having a normal conversation. You bring it up. What do you want to know about me? You're so clingy. Please stop. You can say that at any point in time. When she's like, ask you any question. She's so clingy. Oh, please stop. She's like, where did you grow up? Oh, you're so clingy. Please stop. What's your name? Oh, you're so clingy. Please stop. The whole thing is a rapport break. Not to an offensive amount, they walk away, because you're never going to offend them directly. The intention is like you're offending or you're breaking rapport within a conversational frame. Let's see, what were some other ones here? Don't answer questions that don't serve you. They ask you a question that doesn't move the conversation forward. Just like, let's go to the bar. Let's go to the bar. Hey, blah, 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 blah. So, like, would you rather be a nurse or would you rather be, like, a doctor if you had the option to choose a medical school? Let's go to the bar. Any question that doesn't move the conversation forward, just break the rapport, move it to the direction you want to go. You could say something also like, it's always the pretty girls that blah, 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 blah. That's an old school kind of like tease, right? Yeah, you know, we got a little dog. Cool, it's always the pretty girls that have little dogs, isn't it? Oh, we wanted about, oh yeah, it's always the pretty girls that do that, do X, Y, Z. And so you're just basically occupying their mind with random BS, and you're trying to disconnect from the logic because the logical brain is so strong, it takes over everything so far. Here are some examples I personally like. I like saying, do you come here often? Not at the club, but at a place that doesn't make sense. Like if we're in line at a cash register, I'll say, hey, do you come to the cash register often? Do you come to the line often? If we're in the street at a street party, I'll say, hey, do you come to this street often? Right? You say it in a situation that doesn't make sense. You're essentially making fun of a pickup.
Interesting, because I just saw you say that to a girl like 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
And I was like listening to it, I'm like, what a terrible line, but it was like working.
Right.
Because she was like, I've never been asked that before.
Right.
I mean, do you mean that honestly? Like, is that a real question? And like, you guys had, like, she was into it.
Right. You never. So let me say it. It works because I'm not asking you a real question. I would say all the gamey things out of context intentionally. So I would say to her, we're in Texas. Oh, the girl's Italian, right? She's eating food. I'll say, is that it's authentic Italian food? And she's eating McDonald's.
Right.
Oh, I see. That's authentic Italian food. If we're in Greece and we're at a EDM music festival, I'll say, excuse me, are they playing authentic Greek music? Right, this song, that what this is?
Interesting. Game is, it's almost like games moved into like it kind of happens with art, where it's like we basically got to a point where like the art was so good, then like after that it was like postmodern art, where the art was about like you were making art about the state of the union of art.
Art about the art.
It was art about the art, or it was art about how people see art. Like Marcel Duchamp did a piece called The Fountain, where he took a urinal, took a Sharpie and wrote, "This is art," put it in a museum, and he's like, well, no, it's art, because like I say it's art, so isn't that what art is? Like, how do you define it?
Or it's like Kanye selling the hoodie that's trashed with holes in it for $1,000. It's like Supreme taking a brick and writing Supreme on it. It's like, it's weird.
It's almost like we're doing like it's almost like good. It's like do everything that like you would normally think is bad game.
Yes.
And now that's good game. It's like troll game.
Trolling bad game. Like, so do you guys come here often? And obviously it's like it's bad game for the situation, and it wouldn't apply. Oh, is that an iPhone 8? When she obviously has like an iPhone 14. She wants to, you're eating food, she has a hamburger, you're like, excuse me, is that vegan? Obviously it's not. Is the chair vegan? Oh, have a sit down next to us. Okay, is the chair vegan though? A chair can't be vegan, it's a fucking chair.
Right.
So you're trolling the game, you know? Even when she rejects you, she's like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, it's okay, I'm vegan. Or it's okay, I'm not vegan.
Interesting. So it's almost like, it's like being self-aware about the fact that like, hey, this is how people used to seduce and court each other.
Mm-hmm.
Look at us not doing what everyone tells us we're supposed to do. It's like, in a sense, it's like very rebellious.
It is rebellious, yeah.
And at the same time, it's kind of like nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Like I'm fully aware that like this is how guys hit on you.
Yeah, and I'm so smart and socially aware that I could say the wrong things here, or I could not do what good game would be. It's tricky. It's hard to do. This is why I'm saying guys have to learn game, learn to be direct, learn to be masculine, learn to push, pull, tease, fail at being direct, and now go to this.
So it's interesting because it almost seems like what you're saying is, it's like, as a man, it's like back in the day it was all like mystery, like it's like if you want to get a girl's panties off, like do a magic trick and like guess her birth, and she's like, oh my god. Because like I would say like 10 years ago, like early 2000s, men were just more masculine in general.
Yeah.
And now it's like all men are feminized.
Right, they are.
So a lot of times, like the game in the early 2000s, it's kind of like, okay, like which is like 20 years ago for anyone listening. That's 20 years ago. So it's kind of like men themselves are so masculine that they almost have to, for them to kind of like make game work. It's like, okay, we're gonna have to like be a little bit soft. But now it's like men are so soft. They're like, you actually want to be a super macho dude and be like super aware and teasing about the fact of like how most of these guys are pussy. So
Yes.
would something like this almost work? It's not a direct thing that I would actually say. Almost like, hey, I sent you a really, hey, you don't know me, but I sent you a really thirsty DM on Instagram a while ago. You didn't answer, so I just thought I'd come say hi.
The idea of it would work, but it's still direct. It's too direct. Right?
But something like that.
Something like that. The idea of you teasing what soft men do would be fine. Like, or even like you incorporating like what hot girls do. Like, hey, I'm gonna like, we should exchange contact information, but of course I need you to DM me some money on Cash App so I can get my hair done first, right? Like, that's one way of flipping it. Or like, what does a soft man do? A soft man is like.
So if you were to take my example of like what I just said, how would you flip that and like make that a workable thing? You see a girl, she's very pretty.
Yeah.
She probably gets a bunch of thirsty DMs. How would you want to approach that?
I don't think you can. I think you cannot incorporate the frame of the guy who is thirsty for her. I think that's the misstep in it. But you can incorporate the frame of the guy who's like the vegan guy, the out of touch guy, that guy. You can incorporate the frame of that. So it's actually a great question because this will lead me into how we actually get phone numbers now. Now we don't even grab Instagrams anymore. This is gonna be so crazy because Instagram is an effective tool, but now technology works against us. Because even if you send the best DM message on Instagram after you've met somebody, you're still a guy in the DM. Even if she flags it or puts you on like primary list versus like general, you're still a guy in the DM. And it doesn't create the story in her mind, right? You have to create that story of like, it was just the thing that happened. It was fluke. It was an opportunity. I met this guy. I'll give you a great story about this. I was at a cafe. I saw a girl. I asked her for the menu. It was great. I asked her to translate. She came and like translated the menu. I pretended I didn't speak the language. Halfway through, I'm like, actually, I speak the language. She's like, you motherfucker. I'm like, I know. Then one of her guy friends, her girlfriends come. There's 3 of them at that table. I'm here at this table. I asked the waitress for a piece of paper. I write down my phone number on a piece of paper with my email. I fold it up. On the way out, I'm like, hey, it was good to meet you. She's like, it was good to meet you too. I already knew her name and stuff. Gave her the piece of paper. The guy was like, so classy, nobody does this anymore. Her friend's like, ooh, my girl's confused. She's confused because when is the last time she got a piece of paper from a guy? She's like, doesn't understand. And as I'm walking away, I see her like holding up, doing this, like, with a shock look on her face, and her friend's like explaining to her how a piece of paper works. Like, maybe he wants you to text him or call him, So I became a conversation point in the interaction. And that's just by breaking all of the norms. Basically, the game is breaking all of the norms at this point as well, because if you get an Instagram, it doesn't work. I've noticed, and I've tested this extensively now, giving my number on a piece of paper works better. And if not, just grab somebody's email. Because instead of saying, hey, can I get your Instagram? Everybody has their Instagram. Even if they like you, you no longer are a story. You become the 10,000 DM. But if you say, hey, can I grab your email? Then you'll be like, yeah, right, he's not gonna email me. And then you email them, right? Oh, hey, what's up? It's blah, blah, blah. I thought our meeting was very interesting. I told my secretary to write you an email. Please have your secretary respond. Perhaps we can meet for a drink. And she's like, hello, this is the secretary of Jessica, writing back. Like, just the fact that she sees the email is going to be much more powerful. Of course, again, you can get her phone number in the email and follow up that way. Now I can see the pushback. A lot of guys would say, well, isn't that going to be like ineffective to have the email? Bro, you're so much ineffective getting the DM at this point. Technology is working against you. Instagram now has this new filter. Have you seen it? Where it's like, if you don't add the person, if they don't add you, it goes to like the request folder. And now it also gives a pop-up of like, this person has been, make sure it's not spam when you're receiving the text. It's like an additional layer pop-up now of warning. It's like, there's 2 layers of Instagram blocking your conversation with somebody, even if the person knows you, because they know that Instagram is a dating app at this point. And so
looking through my requests, because they'll go into requests and then hidden requests.
exactly, request and hidden request. And then also it says this person might have spam. This account has been associated with inappropriate behavior, and basically all that happened was you DM 10 people like in the week that you didn't know. This account is associated with inappropriate behavior. So the technology is working against you to such a point that you can't get an Instagram. Technology helps you, then it becomes a hindrance to you at a certain level, and that's where we're at when it comes to DMs. So better for you to get a piece of paper, write your name on a piece of paper 5 different times, 5 different phone numbers, keep them in your pocket, keep them in your wallet all day long, and then when you're at the club later tonight, you have a great conversation, walk away, walk back a minute later, slide her the piece of paper. That's better, because guess what? It's gonna sound weird. I have a 80% response rate or contact rate for people that I give a piece of paper to. You don't even get that from DMs.
That's so crazy. And like nobody would know this stuff unless they were like traveling around like you. Because like respect to like everyone else that does coaching, with most coaches stay in one city.
Mm-hmm.
And like in that city, like, you know, they've just got their social circle built up, like they're just in that thing. But for someone like you that travels and like does this, you know, in a new city almost every week, like you just wouldn't know to even kind of figure this stuff out.
Yeah, I just
like,
tested this.
You would never think about a piece of paper.
You would never think of it because it's so retarded and so anti-technology, it wouldn't make sense. But I just tested this in 7 countries. So it is what it is. Like,
does it work in Canada?
Yeah. Basically, I would say everything I said is absolutely essential 100% in Canada, US, Australia, and you would use half of what I said in Europe.
Yeah. Why only half?
They're still somewhat feminine in Europe and South America.
Got it.
They still like masculinity, right? And that's also why, again, like why cold approach direct doesn't work, because you're too much masculine, and they're told masculine is bad. The patriarchy, matriarchy, toxic masculinity. So anytime they even see that you're being masculine, they shut it off. They end the approach or they end the interaction when they feel there's masculinity. Yeah, and I forget it sometimes to myself. Like there's cute girls here at this hotel we're at, you know, and I'll be chatting with a girl, right? And she's like liking it, and I go, hey, when do you get off work? She goes, why? I go, maybe we'll have a drink. Shut down. Instantly. You're like, what the fuck? You were just laughing and giggling a minute ago or 2 minutes ago. It was going great. Another girl here, teasing. I put on a fake African accent. They think I'm African. I tell them I'm not. They tell me where they're from. I say, oh yeah, there's a drink after that, named after that place. I think we're joking. And then I'm like, are you single? They're like, oh, well, right now I'm just dating myself. I'm getting to know myself. Why do you ask? Why does a guy ask? Oh, okay, yeah, I'm single. I'm like, great, maybe we'll get to, shut down. As soon as there's any masculine, like direct energy, they just shut it down. They have a phobia of it. They're taught it in schools, they're taught it in universities, they're taught it by programming, they're taught it by TikTok, they're taught it by liberal, and I'm a liberal too, naturally socialism Canada, right? They're taught it everywhere. So their immediate gut reaction to it is it's negative, and they shut it down. I'm gonna end this conversation by saying, going back to the first story that I told you of the guy who approached the girl at the gym that I know. She was there in between her sets. He came, he approached her, talked to her, said, do you wanna go for a coffee or a walk? She felt so offended by it. She wanted to go make a whole TikTok about this. Back to that. You can't win by being masculine. You have to do this intellectual, indirect, teasing, haha, I'm fucking with you, you didn't catch on to it. I'm gonna get your number, I'm not gonna tell you why. You're gonna be curious about the way I got your number. It was a fluke chance. Now that I have your number, email, now we're texting. You don't know where it's gonna go. What does this guy want? You don't know. You need to figure it out. He's asking you questions. What are you looking for? Right? Great one. Also, what are you looking for? She tells you. She says to you, what are you looking for? Love in all the wrong places. Because if you were to tell her what you're actually looking for, that's rapport building.
Right.
It's not the tease, it's not rapport building.
So you almost gotta be like a dickhead, but you've known me for about 10 years now. My game sounds like it would work perfectly with this.
Yeah,
I'm already a dickhead.
Yeah, you're gonna do very well at this, but you just gotta also know how to not do direct intent, which you know how to do, and still move it forward. You still move it forward. You still sexually flirt. You know, like, what's your job? I'm an OnlyFans manager. I'm actually here looking for people to collaborate with. And you look like you have great feet. Or my feet are too good for you. Sorry, right? Like, you still take it to that sexual place. You still flirt with it sexually, but you don't make it super direct. So you'll do great. It actually leans towards your strengths. This could be, I don't know, you're 33, 35. This could be one of the best runs of your life, quote unquote. The unfortunate thing is the juice now is not worth the squeeze. And that way, I'll say, like, holistically, like, you're going to be able to get these women into your life, but they're somewhat damaged and broken because they're responding to this.
Thank God I have a girlfriend.
Yeah. I call any guy that has a girlfriend now, I call him a dude who just got on the last helicopter out of Vietnam.
Honestly, she's a spectacular person. I mean, I'm not going to leave her or anything.
Right.
But yeah, no, 100%.
Dude, getting a girlfriend now is like, it's like almost like self-inflicted mutilation, suicidal. Like, it's crazy. Trying to get one now. You were lucky. You got on the last helicopter out of Vietnam, and you're like waving at all the people down there, like still trapped. Like, if anybody has a girlfriend, don't leave your girlfriend, because the options out here aren't prettier. Everything I just told you will work. It will be effective. It is the most effective tool available for the situation. But I wouldn't want to date anybody that responds to only this.
It's so funny because, like, you've met my girlfriend. Like, she's spectacular. Like, she's the kind of girl. I want to do this so I can kind of like feel whole, where I'm like, oh, like, I don't want to just completely be like a chilled boyfriend. But like, you've met her. She's spectacular. She's exactly the kind of girlfriend I like started doing pickup for. Like, she's amazing. And like, not only is she like a great person, but like, she's so much smarter and like more successful than me. She's so much smarter than me.
Right. Which is beautiful that she can have that and still be feminine, because a lot of people that are, I used to love feminine, successful, ambitious women, but they've become so much of their masculine energy right now. This wasn't 6 years ago, 7 years ago, but now there's so much of their masculine energy that you're essentially competing for the masculine leadership of the relationship, and it doesn't work at all. So if you got one that's like preserved, like a frozen specimen of time, you basically you've got a girl who's like belongs like 10 years in the past. You just keep her. Like, you're not from 2024. You're from 2014. Excellent. That's basically like the ones that you keep.
I'm super lucky. Like, I'm her second boyfriend, and like, we've been together for like 3 years now. I'm super lucky, and like, she's still like the person in my life that like she feeds me. Like, her cooking is insane. She's like better than, like, I've eaten at like 5-star restaurants. Her cooking is still better. She you know, like, her background. Like, she knows how to throw down in the kitchen. And like, so lucky. So lucky.
Lucky guy. Making me sad. All right, you want to stop the thing and make a new one, a new file?
Do you want to do it? It's still 32 minutes.
Okay, I'll do a new one and then
If it's going on YouTube, you should do it now.
It'll be private. I can't put this on YouTube, man. It's too powerful.
Oh, so it's just going in the course?
It's going to go either in the course or it will go to students, old students,
cool.
As a private link.
We're recording, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Also, I realized you put the mic on to the outside of you instead of towards the inside of you.
Oh, it is inside. It just flipped over.
Yeah.
It just flipped over. It is inside.
Okay. Stuck.
Okay. So if you haven't watched the part where I talk about cold walk-ups, go watch that part. There'll also be another exclusive conversation, kind of a Knights of the Round Table or Avengers Assemble conversation between me and my friends about the state of relationships and dating. Go watch that. But now we'll talk about texting. Might not apply to you, but just to kind of know. This will be useful for you because it will relate to everything that we said about the initial interaction, right? Because if you understand the texting, you understand where it's going eventually. So as I said before, do not answer any questions that do not move the interaction forward. You have to think, does this message progress moving forward to a meetup? If not, leave it alone. Try to avoid going and doing their thing. Always like come and do your thing. So for example, if they say to you, we're going to this bar, you should come. Your response can be like, maybe yes, maybe no. You actually say maybe yes, maybe no. It's wild, I know. You can come if you want, but your response should still be maybe yes, maybe no. Oh, I'm going to the market, I'm going to the beach today with my friends. Are you gonna be there? Maybe yes, maybe no.
Yeah.
We have a friend, Guillaume. he does something very funny. He says like the maybe yes, maybe no. That's my part. But he'll go there and then, or he'll say he's going there. He'll even like go so far as pretending he's at the venue and he doesn't see them. I'm right there at the door. Where are you? I'm at the door. I'm here, I don't see you. I'm here too, I don't see you. Can't believe I'm wasting my fucking time here. What? Don't be mad. Doesn't answer the next text, gets a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning. Where are you? I'm at home. Okay, text me your address, I'm coming by. Like, this is how far he takes it. It's a little bit of like, dark triad, but I'm not recommending everybody do that, but that's the point that it is now, because just trying to meet somebody now is like crazy. The whole meetup itself is more rewarded than actually like making out with somebody, because meeting up is so hard right now because people are overwhelmed with options that just meeting them is like amazing at this point. So yeah, I'm doing this, maybe yes, maybe no, it's your response. As I mentioned before, at some point during texting, you should be like, what are you looking for? They'll tell you, I'm working on myself, oh, I'm looking for a boyfriend, oh, I'm looking for whatever. You say, I'm looking for love in all the wrong places. So now, here's the thing. When it comes to meeting up, okay, we don't call them dates anymore, we call them meeting up. Dates are completely ruined. The dating frame is completely ruined. The dating frame means you're gonna come in at a lower value, try to work for them to like you, try to appease all of their things to make them happy. They're gonna show up late and you can't be angry. They're gonna order food. You're gonna say one drink, they say a whole bottle to the waiter. You're like, you ordered a bottle? They're gonna be like, yeah, are you broke? What's the matter? You're cheap? Like, the whole frame of dating is messed up. You know? You're on your phone the whole time. You're on TikTok. Excuse me, I didn't ask you to be here. Did I ask you? Like, it's gonna be weird. So we don't say dating anymore, we say meetups. The whole thing is meetups. Now, when we meet up, the way we ask for it is we say, what is your next day off, or when are you not working? Mm-hmm. Any idea why we say that?
Probably to figure out if it's potentially like plausible to meet up without being direct.
Correct. That's correct. You figure out when to meet up without being direct. Because if you say, this is what happens in a conversation, okay? Ask me like, hey, do I want to meet up for a drink on Friday?
Are you free on Friday for a drink?
No. And then what's your response?
You're like, okay, fuck you.
No, like most guys, and they're like, oh, what about Sunday, right? And then I'm like, oh, well, Sunday, my friend Jessica's coming from out of town, and I haven't seen her in years. We're old school buddies, and I really want to spend time with her.
Jessica has AIDS.
And then you're like, okay, well, when else are you free? You're like, well, and then I say, I'll let you know.
So this is what I would normally do. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if I'm on the right track. I would just be like I like your idea of like, what are you free now?
Yeah.
And then I would say like, oh, I'm doing this thing. Mm-hmm. You're welcome to come.
That's the right track.
Or I would be like, I'm doing this thing on Friday. Or if I was just like, cool, Friday, this movie comes out, let's go see it. And she's like, oh, I'm busy Friday. I'm like, oh, now I have to take your mom.
You're on the right track. It could be optimized, but you're on the right track. When you say, when are you not working? They'll say, okay, today, for example, realistically, today's Friday, right? Between me and you right here. If I ask somebody, when are you not working? And they say Sunday, I'm gonna say, cool, I'll hit you up then. Now you're in the power of hitting them up.
We get it.
Right? The night before, oh no, they'll say, what are we gonna do? Never quantify the plan. Like, I'll call you a taxi, there's plenty of things in my area, we'll go check them out. There's like a lot of like cafes and restaurants in my area, we'll check it out. Because what happens if you say, hey, I want to take you to this place to grab a drink? They're gonna say, no, I don't do drinks, or I only do dinner. Literally right now, you're probably out of it in the experience of it, but literally right now, if you say, hey, I want to meet you at this place, it's like a nice street taco place, they're gonna send you back a restaurant that's steak. They literally are like recommending the locations. They're like sending you Google places. They're like, this was on my favorite list. I always wanted to try it. This is on my to-do list of Google. They're sending you the restaurant. And it's like four stars, $5 signs, steakhouse. And you're like, what the fuck? And now they've subconsciously committed you to this price bracket, this price range, and you can't go down to Italian food or street tacos.
Right.
And if you argue it or negotiate it, you're done, because in their mind, it's like, I can just ask somebody else who's a simp to take me out to steak. So that's why you don't say it. You just say, I'm gonna call you, meet me at my place, I'll call you a taxi, there's plenty of things in the area. They have to be down for that, because if they're not down for that, they're not down for your frame, and you're going to lose them anyways.
Interesting. It's kind of like YouTube retention. Without giving away what I do or anything like that, but it's kind of like YouTube retention, where a lot of times you never want to give away what's coming next. You always want to keep them guessing and keep like you want to keep them wondering, like, oh, if you're like, and we're gonna go try out this blank. We're gonna try out this car, and except now everyone's gonna know I'm a car YouTuber.
Right.
We're gonna go try out this car and like really put it through the paces instead of like just giving it all away. You want to be like, oh, I want to see what they do. Oh, I wonder what they're gonna do.
Right. I wonder what it's going to do. I wonder what it's going to do next. It is exactly like I consider like YouTube attention. If you tell them what the thing is that's coming up directly, they will lose interest in the thing because they already know it. And what they do is they subconsciously compare it to the other fake offers they think they have.
Yeah.
So I think this other guy might have a boat next week. Maybe I should do that. And they're comparing invisible offers that don't exist in their mind. And because of that, you'll lose, even if what you're doing was great. So it's better to not quantify exactly what you were going to do.
Yeah. And also, like when you said the tacos thing, I kind of had myself in the mindset of the girl, and I'm like, if I lived a life and I've gone for tacos, and some guy's like, oh, let's go get sweet tacos. It's like I've done that before, and suddenly like I'm gonna compare it or like have like an idea of how it's gonna go.
Right.
And then I have like a feeling about what an evening of street tacos is like.
Right.
And then I'm like, yeah, I've done street tacos. I'd rather do something.
Even if, because you might compare it to a situation of having street tacos in the past with somebody else that didn't go well.
Right.
And now you're automatically going to assume
you've done it. Just like you've done it.
Right, you just done it. It's not new. Even if it could be the best place, you're just like, oh, it's not new. So they lose interest. So it's better to not say what it is. If they resist you on the step, I automatically, the most I'll say is we'll go for drinks and dessert. If they're like, oh, it's 7 o'clock and I'm coming from dinner and I want to dress up, I already know it's a red flag. They say this to me, I want to dress up. I'm like, because then you get into, you don't have to dress up, just come as you are. I like you for your personality and the connection. But I want to do, and then it's like, they're going to start saying all these things, really they're just trying to extract. I call this the extracting frame. Modern dating is, let's see how much I can extract from this person before I give them sexual attention.
Interesting.
So their goal is to see if you will comply with the extracting in order to go on a date with you. The problem is once you do that, you become the OnlyFans simp guy. You become the sugar daddy. It's a frame that you can't get out of once you submit to it.
So then what's the rebuttal to, oh, I want to dress up? So what should someone say?
The rebuttal to I want to dress up is, if the man is paying, the man chooses. Just that sentence. No more, no less. I believe if the man pays, the man chooses. You're gonna get either okay, cooperation, submission, or you're gonna get, oh, what? You think because you pay that it's already done. It's already a wrap. You've saved yourself an evening of $100 and 3 hours wasted.
I got it.
So the way that they're trying to test you for a financial commitment, you have to test them for cooperation and compromise. Not submission, but cooperation. You're testing for that. So again, when are you not working? Friday at 7. Okay, cool. We'll get together. What are we doing? Don't worry. I'll call you an Uber. You're a gentleman. I'll call you an Uber. To my house. There's plenty of things in the area. We'll check it out. Okay, cool. Because it has to be about the adventure of you. So
that's a great way of framing it. It's about the adventure. So if you give away, like, oh, we're gonna go do this, it's like, I know what the adventure is. And
right.
It's not an adventure if you know what's gonna happen.
Right.
The adventure, by definition, is going on a journey where you don't know what's going to happen. The
adventure has to be about hanging out with you. Exactly. If it's an adventure about extracting things, then and they know what's going to happen, by default, it's not going to be an adventure. The problem is, she is so used to her last 10, 15, 20 dates being an extraction of guys' value, of guys impressing her to go out with her, that she's going to keep trying to go and chug away at this stone wall.
Right.
And if she's stuck in that mode, there's nothing you can do. She's just not for you. There's nothing you can do. Okay? So, we've agreed that it's
heartbreaking. She's not.
It is.
She's not yours, and it's not even your turn.
It's heartbreaking. She's not yours. It's not your turn, and she belongs to the streets. Like it's nothing you can do.
It's so interesting.
And by the way, this will happen 50% of your time, but you're also not wasting your time 50% of the time.
Now I feel way less bad about building up my business and not doing cold approach or any kind of pickup for like the last year.
Like I said, if you're dating somebody, you got the last helicopter out of Vietnam, bro. This is where it's at. All right, so let's move this along. She's agreed, blah, blah, blah. Night before you meet up, like, hey, good night, sweet dreams, think about me. Are we still on for tomorrow at 7 p.m.? This is the day before the meetup. Very important. All right, so if we're meeting Sunday, I'll say it's Saturday night. Sunday morning, good morning. I just text, good morning. Don't say, hey, good morning, it's still happening, good morning. Just good morning.
Wait, so hold on. So let's say you're supposed to meet up Saturday, right?
Supposed to meet up Saturday, okay?
You send her a text being like, let's just say you haven't talked all day Friday.
Right.
And you just want to be like, sleep tight, sweet dreams, think about me, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow at 7 or whatever it is. Just to kind of like get this 24-hour excuse out of their mind. This kind of also comes from a lot of like marketing events I do or seminars. We realize if we don't remind people 24 hours in advance with a text or email, they don't show, even if they confirmed. So a lot of people are like, oh, it's not happening. I thought it wasn't happening because you didn't text me. So 24 hours.
I had a girl text me the other day.
Yeah.
Literally to be like, hey, are we meeting tomorrow? I'm like, good on you, because I forgot about this.
Yeah, well, there you go. Or like, if you didn't confirm, I thought it wouldn't happen because some people don't. Like, there's a whole bunch of reasons. So you confirm. Morning of, good morning. They have to text you back. You don't be like, are we still on for today at 7? Because it seems desperate. Just good morning, morning of. All right? Now it's the actual meetup. For the actual meetup,
you should say good morning.
You should say good morning, yes.
And then what if they don't respond?
Then you already know it's not going to happen.
Got it.
All right? But you haven't wasted your time waiting on somebody. Because what we found, the worst thing is let's say, dating is so common now, it's like 50% or it's like flakes, is the worst thing that happens is you waste your time, you've planned out your day, you've moved around your gym schedule, you make sure you had your good shirt, your good clothes ready and available, you've now like prepared, you're sitting there waiting for the text back and it's gone. Now you're just trying to make plans at your buddy's last minute. Fucks up your whole day. So in order to combat that, what we do is we call the Uber to the house. It's the whole reason why we do it. I'm okay with calling the Uber. You gotta be okay with paying the $30 Uber, the $25 Uber to come to your neighborhood. It's gonna be better logistically because they would have been to your area and you don't have to wait around planning your whole day. When they get to your house, you call the Uber. When you get to your house, front door, you say, hey, I'm upstairs, I'm working my laptop. I need 5 more minutes. Do you wanna come up for a glass of wine? Go. In a perfect world, they come up, they have a glass of wine, and you never leave because they were really about connecting with you and spending time with you. They could say, you know what, I'm not exactly comfortable with that. I'll just wait downstairs. If that's the case, cool. Finish up on your laptop, 5 minutes, then you go downstairs and you're just walking your neighborhood doing things anyways. I call them plastic chair dates. Every date should be a plastic chair date. Never go anywhere that has like a metal knife and a fork. Like these chairs are okay, these little wood bamboo things, or plastic stool. Never go anywhere that has a metal knife and a fork because it just changes the dynamic to a date. It has to be about meeting up. A perfect date for me, it's going to meeting up, walking to the closest espresso house, having some espresso, then going for tacos somewhere else, and then we go to like gelato, or go to like have a chocolate lava cake somewhere. You know, like we've hit up 3 little places that are cool. I spent the same amount as if we went for a dinner date with a knife and fork, but it's just the framing of it is more important.
Interesting. That's exactly what my first date with my girlfriend was actually like.
Chef's kiss.
By complete accident, we met up at a historic building that I won't give away the name of.
Mm-hmm.
I took her to my favorite bookstore. We went and got gelato. Then we grabbed a bottle of wine, went to the park near my house.
Perfect.
And in order to get the bottle of wine and get a corkscrew, she had to come back to my place. And things started to move forward. I'm like, no. Whoa, just met you. We have to go to the park and have a date first.
Perfect.
Interesting.
So that's ideal, right? Meet up at some building, they're there for you. You go for the gelato, then you go grab a bottle of wine somewhere, drink it, go to the park, come back to you, like whatever, like that whole thing. Because the date is, you can't go on a date. You can't go on a date. Because when you go on a date, they're comparing it to every high-level date that they've been offered. It's like, you know, in game, guys call it the alpha widow. Once she's dated the hockey player or the athlete, she expects that treatment from everybody, even if she doesn't deserve it. Once she's gone on the best date of her life, to a steakhouse or a helicopter ride, she measures up every date to that in her mind. And she can no longer associate with just meeting people and getting to know them. So, this is what we do on the date. This is how the date works. Now, I'll give you the other scenario. What if she agrees to come upstairs? You say, hey, meet me downstairs. Hey, you're at my place. You call the Uber, she's downstairs. Come up, I got 5 minutes. I gotta work on my computer, and then I'll be ready to go. Come up and have a drink. She comes upstairs, she has a drink with you. Don't hit on her. Put her across the room. She's sitting on the couch. Maybe you're at the computer at a table. You just talk as you're editing stuff. Just some normal basic conversation. Completely non-threatening, completely logical. After the 5 minutes of answering emails, you can then go sit next to her, and she might not want to leave. This is the way that we date now. This is the best frame of dating.
That's what our really rich friend with the nice cars also does.
That is what our
Hey,
friend.
let's go for a walk with the dog.
Right, exactly. Let's go for a walk with the dog, and then they eventually see the boat and the Lamborghini and all that stuff later on at a later time, because he doesn't want to get used for the resources, and these women are addicted to extracting resources. I'm going to tell you something very crazy and intense right now. It's still on, right? We're still recording?
Yeah.
Here's something that's going to be really crazy and intense, okay? I've discussed this I have many multiple millionaire clients, and I have many multiple figure millionaire friends. What one of my guys said to me, a guy who owns several hotels, he said to me, a lot of these girls have low self-esteem, and in order to feel better about themselves, they try to get you to take them on the most expensive date.
I can vouch that that's true. Yeah.
They're trying to make themselves feel good about what they know they don't deserve by asking you to take them out on the most fanciest, lavish date. Look, this guy took me here. I must be worth something. He took me to a rooftop place. I must be worth something. He drove me around in this. I must be worth something. They're trying to always validate to themselves that they are worth something.
It's interesting though, because like that's exactly what men do. It's like men also get validation, being like, oh, I had this pretty girl in my car. Oh, I had this pretty girl that came to a rooftop bar with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's like just like, I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, like all the flaws that we're pointing out in women, I think men have those same flaws.
Yeah.
In the same places.
You do have the same flaws, absolutely. Like you said, the man's flaw is, can I get the most prettiest girl to be next with me at the ball game? Can I get the prettiest girl to be next to me in my car? Can I get the prettiest girl to be with me at bottle service at bottles? And that's why a lot of things that function economic-wise. But we're not looking for that anymore. We're looking for the girl who is the most complimentary. We're not looking for the one who's look the prettiest or whatever. Look, if she's pretty and she's complimentary, great. Is she useful? There's a guy that says the word useful. Men and women have to get back to being useful to each other. It's like, yes, you provide value to my life. You introduce me to cool people. You let me hang out with other people. You take me you go places with me. You help me with things that I can't do. You're there for emotional support. You're useful to me. I, as a man, protect you. I provide for you. I look out for you. I help you think with wisdom on things you couldn't think about usually. We are useful to each other, so therefore we have a relationship. But the problem with dating is that women think they shouldn't be useful to men anymore.
Yeah, that's honestly one of the biggest reasons me and my girl are together. Like, she's a lovely person, and like I admire the shit out of her. I have a ton of respect for her. But it's like, does it make me want to sleep with her? It's more so like she is useful. Like, she is such a good mom to the dog.
Yeah.
She, like, without her, dude, my health would be in the toilet. Like, she's so...
Right. Hey, baby, you know what? Baby, I'm going to make you a green smoothie when you wake up in the morning, because I know if you have this green smoothie, you're going to be well energized, and, like, you're going to be able to kill it in the day, which therefore leads back into our relationship, and we're able to just, like, have a great relationship, and I know you're going to go out and slay the dragons for me in the day, because you have that green smoothie that I made for you. You're useful to each other. The problem, again, is that most people, modern day, refuse to be useful to each other or to be used by each other. The women typically want to extract the economic useful of the man without being useful. So everything I'm telling you is designed to bring this balance to the force and to find a way to find harmony within it. So this is the most useful way of going about it that we found. We've tested this again internationally, over 9 countries. We've tested this in 4 continents already, and this is the only thing we found. From everywhere, like third world countries, like Colombia, social economic scale, to everywhere like first world countries, like we found like Western Europe and Canada. This must be done everywhere, because the mentality of the woke virus is international and it's digital. So even if somebody lives somewhere else, the mentality is international. It's supposed to be applied everywhere. But this is how we go about meeting up / dating in 2024 as of July, June, July 2024. This is what works.